The room was quite soft. Morning light slipped through the white curtain, touching the wooden floor and climbing slowly up the bed. Tang lay awake, staring at the ceiling. He had been awake for a long time, but he did not move. Beside him, Jungkook slept on his bed, one arm resting slightly at his side. There was a small space between them, not too far, not too close, just enough to remind them that they were still learning how to together. Taehyung turned his head slightly to look at him. Jungkook came. His husband, they had been married for 3 weeks. 3 weeks since the wedding that felt more like a promise made by their parents than by them. 3 weeks since Taehyung had walked into this house carrying a suitcase and a quiet heart full of questions. Jungkook was known as a serious man. Quite cold, some said. He worked long hours, spoke little, and kept his emotion locked behind eyes calm. They know this before marriage, still knowing and living with it were very different things. Tian slowly sat up, careful not to wake him. He fixed the blanket around Jungkook's shoulder before standing up. It was a small habit he had picking up without realizing. In the bathroom, Tian washed his face and looked at his reflection. You choose this, he whispered to himself, the mirror. He did not regret the marriage. Jungkook had never been unkind. He was respectful, always careful, but sometimes Taehyung wondered if Jungkook even noticed him. The kitchen smelled warm and gentle. Taehyung moved quietly, preparing breakfast just the way Jungkook liked. Simple and clean. Jungkook walked in a few minutes later, already dressed for work. Jungkook, good morning. Taehyung looked up and smiled softly. Taehyung, good morning. They sat across from each other at the table. Silence stretched between them, not heavy but not comfortable either. Taehyung watched Jungkook carefully pour his coffee. Taehyung, did he sleep well? Jungkook paused for a second. Jungkook, yes, thank you. Taehyung nodded. Taehyung, oh, that's good. Another pause. Jungkook finished eating quickly and stood up. Jungkook, I will be late today. Taehyung, okay. Jungkook hesitated near the door, his hand on the handle. Jungkook, don't wait for me. Taehyung smiled again. Taehyung, I won't. The door closed softly behind Jungkook. Taehyung sat there for a long time, staring at the empty chairs. He always lived quietly. Taehyung thought, and I always stay. They passed in a similar rhythm. Jungkook left early. Jungkook came home late. Taehyung kept the house warm. Sometimes they talked, sometimes they didn't. But Taehyung noticed things. He noticed Jungkook placing his shoes neatly beside Taehyung. He noticed Jungkook lowering his voice when Taehyung was tired. He noticed Jungkook waiting until Taehyung finished eating before leaving the table. Small things, very small, but Taehyung held onto them. One evening, rain heavy outside. Taehyung sat on the sofa reading quietly when he heard the door open. Jungkook walked in a sob. Taehyung stood up immediately. Taehyung, you were wet. I'll get a towel. Jungkook looked surprised. Jungkook, you don't have to. Taehyung returned with a towel anyway. Taehyung, please. Jungkook accepted it after a moment. Jungkook, Kamshamida. Taehyung, wash him. Dry his hair. Taehyung, dinner is ready. Jungkook, I'm not hungry. Taehyung nodded, hiding his disappointment. Taehyung, alright. But later that night, Taehyung heard footsteps in the kitchen. When he woke in, Jungkook was standing by the stove, quietly heating food. Their eyes met. Jungkook, you cook too much. Taehyung smiled softly. Taehyung, I thought you might change your mind. Jungkook didn't respond, but he ate everything. I smiled. One weekend afternoon, Taehyung sat near the window folding clothes. Jungkook walked past, stopped them, turned back. Jungkook, you don't have to do everything. Taehyung looked up, surprised. Taehyung, I don't mind. Jungkook, but still. He picked up a set and folded it awkwardly. Taehyung washed quietly. Taehyung, you are folding it wrong. Jungkook paused. Jungkook, I know. Taehyung laughed softly before he could stop himself. Jungkook looked at him. Jungkook what? Taehyung covered his mouth. Taehyung, sorry. It's just you look serious about it. Jungkook stared for a moment, then very faintly his lip curled. It wasn't full smile, but it was real. Taehyung's heart skipped. That night they lay in bed again, same space between them. Jungkook turned off the light. Jungkook, good night. Taehyung, good night, Jungkook. There was a pause. Jungkook, Taehyung. Taehyung turned. Taehyung, yes. Jungkook hesitated. Jungkook, are you comfortable here? Taehyung chest tightened. Taehyung, yes, I am. Jungkook, if you ever feel uncomfortable, tell me. Taehyung smiled in the darkness. Taehyung, I will. Jungkook turned away, but his voice was quieter. Jungkook, thank you. Taehyung stared at his back. He does care. Taehyung thought he doesn't know how to show it. Jungkook lay awake long after Taehyung, breathing slow. He stared at the wall. Why is he so patient? Jungkook wondered. Taehyung never complained, never demanded, never asked for more than Jungkook could give. That scared him. Jungkook clenched his hands slightly. I don't deserve this kindness, he thought. He turned his head carefully. Taehyung slept peacefully. Jungkook whispered so softly that when he could barely hear it, Jungkook, you deserve better. But his hand moved on its own. Slowly, carefully, he pulled the blanket higher around Taehyung. Then he turned away again, heart heavy. The night was quiet again. The house had learned their silence by now. The slow breathing, the soft step, the careful way both men moved around each other. It was not an uncomfortable silence anymore. It was one like glass that could crack if handed wrong. Taehyung lay on his side, facing the window. The curtains were half open, letting moonlight rest on the floor. His eyes were closed, but sleep had not come yet. Behind him, Jungkook lay on his back, awake. Jungkook stared at the ceiling. Because every time he closed his eyes, he saw Taehyung. Taehyung folded clothes with care. Taehyung waiting with dinner even when Jungkook was late. Taehyung smiled gently, never asking for more. Jungkook solo. I am in love, he thought. The realization had come slowly, not like a sudden storm, but like rain that never stopped. At first, Jungkook told himself it was responsibility, then habit, then comfort. But now, lying awake beside him, he knew the truth. He turned his head slightly and looked at Taehyung back. The rise and fall of his breathing was slow and steady. He slept, Jungkook assumed. His chest tightened. Jungkook spoke in his mind first, practiced words he had never said loud. I love you. I don't know when it happened. I'm scared. Fear had already Fear had always controlled him. Fear of saying the wrong things, fear of not being enough, fear of changing something that felt delicate. But keeping everything inside was starting to hurt. Jungkook slowly turned on his side, facing Taehyung. He kept some distance, careful not to wake him. Moonlight touched Taehyung's face now, softening his features. Jungkook noticed things he never allowed himself to notice before: the curve of his lips, the way his eyebrow rested when he slept, the calm expression that felt like home. Jungkook whispered, rarely a sound. Jungkook. Taehyung. Taehyung didn't move. Jungkook scaled sickly. Jungkook. I know you can't hear me. Taehyung's heart beat faster, but his face stayed calm. Jungkook closed his eyes for a moment. Jungkook, I don't know how to say this when you awake. His voice was trembled slightly. Jungkook, I've been tired to speak many things, but every time you look at me, I'm frozen. Then finger curl lightly under the blanket. Jungkook continued, the words finally breaking free. Jungkook, I wasn't ready for you, for your kindness, for your patience. He paused, swelling again. Jungkook, you never asked me for anything, and that made me feel worse. Taehyung's chest felt tight. Jungkook, I thought marriage would be a duty, some things I could manage with route and distance. A quiet breath escaped him. Jungkook, but then you started waiting for me. He laughed softly without humor. Jungkook, even when I didn't deserve it, then felt warm spread through his chest, mixing with something painful. Jungkook opened his eyes again, staring at Tae. Jungkook, I notice everything you do, even when I pretended I don't. His voice dropped lower. Jungkook, I notice when you pretend you are not tired, when you smile so I won't feel guilty. Taehyung, the inside of his cheeks, still pretending to sleep. Jungkook, I notice how careful you are with me. A long pause followed. Jungkook head twitched slightly as if he wanted to reach out but stopped himself. Jungkook, I'm scared. The world hung heavy in the air. Jungkook, I'm scared because you matter too much. Then breathing almost broke, but he controlled it. Jungkook, if I say these words out loud, everything will change. His voice grows softer, Jungkook, but keeping them inside hurt more. He took a deep breath. Jungkook, I love you. The words were quiet, but they carried weight. Then felt like his heart stopped. Jungkook, I love you, Taehyung. Jungkook together as if holding back more. Jungkook, I don't need you to answer. I don't need ever need you to feel the same. He smiled sadly. Jungkook, I just needed you to know, even if only the night he Taehyung's palm. Jungkook slowly leaned back, returning to his place. Jungkook, I keep waiting, he whispered, like you did. Silence returned to the room. Jungkook closed his eyes, Joseon finally pulling him under. Taehyung did not sleep. When morning came, light greeted it again, just like every day before, but nothing felt the same. Taehyung lay still long. After Jungkook breathing changed, signing, sleeping. His mind replayed every word again and again. He loves me, Taehyung thought. He felt full and heavy at the same time. He turned slightly, looking at Jungkook's sleeping face. You didn't know I was listening, Taehyung whispered in his mind. Carefully, Taehyung slipped out of the bed and went to the kitchen. His movements were slower than usual. His thought distance. He made breakfast again. But today his hand trembled. Jungkook walked in later than usual, rubbing his eyes. Jungkook, good morning. Taehyung turned, meeting his eyes. Taehyung, morning. Something passed between them. Something Jungkook didn't understand but felt. They sat down. Jungkook noticed Taehyung was quieter than usual. Jungkook, are you feeling okay? Taehyung hesitated. Taehyung, yes, just thinking. Jungkook nodded, accepting the answer. Jungkook, I will be walking from home today. Taehyung looked up. Taehyung, oh. Jungkook, is that okay? Taehyung smiled gently. Of course. They ate in silence, but it was different now. Taehyung watched Jungkook carefully, noticing the way he avoided eye contact more than usual. He is scared, Taehyung realized, just like he said. A day later, Jungkook set up his laptop in the study. Taehyung stayed nearby, cleaning slowly, pretending to be busy. At one point, Jungkook stood up to make drink. Jungkook, do you want some? Taehyung looked surprised. Taehyung, oh, yes, please. They stood side by side in the kitchen, close enough for their sleep to touch. Neither spoke. Jungkook handed him the cup. Jungkook, careful, it's salt. Taehyung smiled. Thank you. Their finger brushed briefly. Jungkook pulled his hand back quickly. Jungkook, sorry. Taehyung shook his head. It's okay. They stood there for a moment longer than necessary. Then Jungkook cleared his throat. Jungkook, I have a meeting. Taehyung, I will be in the living room. That evening, they sat together on the sofa watching something neither of them paid attention to. Taehyung finally spoke. Taehyung, Jungkook turned to him. Yes. Taehyung heart rest. Taehyung, thank you for saying. Thank you for staying. Jungkook looked confused. Jungkook staying? Taehyung smiled softly. Taehyung, here with me? Jungkook eyes softened. Jungkook, that's new. That's nowhere else I want to be. Taehyung nodded, holding back words he wasn't ready to say it. Not tonight, not yet. Some things needed time. They lay in a bed once more, same space, but the silence felt warmer. Taehyung stared at the ceiling, awake this time. Behind him, Jungkook turned slightly. Jungkook, Taehyung? Taehyung, yes, Jungkook hesitated. Jungkook, did I wake you last night? Taehyung breathed gosh. Taehyung, no, I slept well. Jungkook relaxed. Oh, good. Taehyung closed his eyes. One day he thought, I'll answer you properly. But for now, knowing was enough. Morning came quietly. The sky outside was blue, soft and calm, like it did not want to disturb anyone. The curtains moved slightly as gentle but he entered the room. Taehyung lay awake. This time he did not pretend. Beside him, Jungkook slept on his side, facing away. His breathing was steady, his face relaxed in a way Taehyung rarely saw during the day. Taehyung turned slowly and looked at him. Last night was ego again in his mind. I love you, Taehyung. Taehyung placed a hand. My heart hurt you, he thought. Now it's my turn. He watched Jungkook carefully, noticing small cracks between his eyebrows, even in sleep, as if worry never truly left him. Taehyung reached out without thinking. His fingers stopped just before touching Jungkook's lips. He hesitated, then he pulled his hand back. Not yet, he told himself, let him wake first. Jungkook woke up slowly, blinking against the light. For a moment, he forgot where he was. Then he felt it quite warm beside him. He turned. Then was already awake, sitting up against the headboard, knee down, close hand resting loosely in his. Their eyes met. Jungkook frozen. Something was different. Taehyung's gaze was steady, calm, warm, in a way Jungkook had never seen before. Jungkook, morning. His voice was careful. Taehyung smiled. Taehyung, good morning, Jungkook. The way Taehyung said his name made Jungkook tighten. Jungkook sit up slowly. Jungkook, did you sleep well? Taehyung nodded. I did. Jungkook studied him. Jungkook, you seems different. Taehyung smiled, softened. Taehyung, so do you? Jungkook looked away first. Jungkook, I'll make you coffee. He stood up quickly like he needed space. Taehyung watched him leave the room, racing. Don't run, Taehyung thought. Please, don't run. They sat at the breakfast table again, just like every morning before, but today the silence felt heavier. Jungkook held his cup with both hands, staring into it. Jungkook took a breath. Jungkook, Taehyung. Jungkook looked up immediately. Yes. Taehyung's finger tightened slightly around his spoon. Taehyung, can we talk today? Jungkook's shoulder stiffened. Jungkook, Um, about what? Taehyung made his eyes about us. Jungkook solo. Jungkook, did I do something wrong? Taehyung shook his head quickly. Anya. Jungkook exhaled slowly. Jungkook, then, okay. They finished their breakfast quickly. Jungkook did not go to work. He said nothing. They stood in the living room, sunlight falling softly across the floor. The house felt too quiet, as if it was listening. Then clasped his hand together. Then, Jungkook, do you remember what you said the other night? Jungkook face drained of color. Jungkook, what? What do you mean? Taehyung took a step closer. Taehyung, you thought I was asleep? Jungkook breathed. Jungkook, you were. Taehyung shook his head gently. Taehyung, no, I wasn't. Silence fell harder between them. Jungkook stared him, eyes wide. Jungkook, you heard me? Taehyung nodded. Every word. Jungkook hand clenched into fist. Jungkook, I'm sorry. Taehyung blinked. Sorry? Jungkook looked panicked. Jungkook, I shouldn't have said those things without asking you across the line. Taehyung stepped closer again. Taehyung, Jungkook stopped speaking. Taehyung, please look at me. Slowly Jungkook raised his eyes. They were full of fear. Taehyung was softened. Taehyung, you didn't cross the line. Jungkook didn't. Why didn't you say anything? Taehyung smiled softly, sadly. Taehyung, because I didn't want you to feel trapped. Jungkook forward. Jungkook trapped. Taehyung, you were finally honest. I didn't want to force an answer you were not ready to hear. Jungkook chest crossed and fell. Jungkook, and now? Taehyung took a deep breath. Taehyung, now I want to be honest too. Taehyung looked down for a moment, gathering courage. Then he looked back up. Taehyung, I know this marriage might be quiet. Jungkook listened carefully. Taehyung, I know you were someone who kept his feeling inside. Jungkook nodded slowly. Taehyung, but I choose this. I choose you. Jungkook slightly. Taehyung, not because our parents decided it. He stepped closer until only a small space remained between them. Taehyung, because every day you showed me respect. Jungkook's voice came out low. Jungkook, I wasn't warm. Taehyung smiled softly. Taehyung, you were careful. Jungkook eyes shook. Taehyung, you never raised your voice. You never ignored me when I spoke. You never made me feel small. Jungkook whispered. Jungkook, that should be normal. Taehyung shook his head. Taehyung, it isn't always. Taehyung took another breath. I fall in love with you slowly. Jungkook breath stopped. Taehyung, in a quiet moment, in shared meals, in the way you always made space for me. Jungkook, I felt. Then, when he spoke that night, it doesn't surprise me. Jungkook, it didn't. Taehyung no. It felt like the truth finally reached the surface. Jungkook was trembled. Jungkook, then why didn't you say anything? Taehyung smiled. Because I wanted to say it properly. Taehyung reached out slowly, giving Jungkook time to pull away. Jungkook didn't. Taehyung fingered gently Jungkook's lip. Taehyung, Jungkook, I love you. The words were clear, steady. Jungkook breathed broke. Jungkook, you love me? Taehyung nodded. Taehyung, I do. Jungkook eyes closed. Jungkook, this isn't because of duty. Taehyung shook his head firmly. Taehyung, I know. Jungkook, not because you feel you have to. Taehyung stepped even closer. Taehyung, because I want to. Jungkook opened his eyes again. They're signing now. Jungkook, then stay. Taehyung smiled. Already I am. Jungkook lifted his hand, hesitating in midair. Jungkook, may I? Taehyung nodded. Jungkook hand cupped Taehyung's cheeks, warm and careful. Taehyung leaned into the Jungkook, slowly giving Taehyung time to change his mind. Taehyung didn't there in gentle. It was not rushed. It was not demanding. It was warm. When they pulled back, Jungkook rested his forehead against. When they finally pulled back, Taehyung rested his forehead against Jungkook. Taehyung, this feel right. Jungkook smiled, truly smiled. Jungkook, it does. That evening they cooked together, they talked more than they ever had, they laughed quietly, softly that night, they were closer than before. Not because they had to, but because they choose to. Jungkook whispered, I choose you. Taehyung answered, I choose you too. Outside the night was calm, inside two hearts finally rested.